YouTube? This is Anthony back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Genji from Overwatch 2. If y'all are any kind of newcomers to the game and you've been curious about what this character's like, or even a returning player just trying to get better at him and just need some tips and tricks, this video is for y'all. Like, I got y'all, don't worry. This character, I've played about 700 plus hours on this guy. He's absolute beast when you know how to utilize his abilities and just be aware of what kind of character he is. And yeah, like overall, if I had to say out of all of my experience of playing him, very fun character, most unique character. Doesn't even need a gun, that's how badass he is, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into this this is like a tutorial slash tips and tricks kind of video, and that's what I decided to make, so let's get on with it. And right before I hop into this video, I hope y'all give a like and link up on that sub as well. I'd really appreciate it, all that support, as I'm trying to continue to edit and make these videos the best I can in my power. So without further ado, yes, we are jumping right into this tutorial. So some basic things to understand as playing Genji is he has a cybernetic ability, allowing him to climb walls as well as a double jump, giving him that real nice mobility when it comes to playing Genji. His firing is a primary and secondary. Primary is like a single kind of narrow kind of shot, as opposed to a secondary where he can like fan it. They call it fanning. He can like fan stars out as well. When you're using the primary fire, you want to make sure you're kind of at a distance, because when you're at that distance, like you're able to get that chip damage. Because I feel like that's what kind of character he is. He's like an opportunist kind of DPS. As you can see right here, I'm shooting at the tank, and you can see it's kind of doing chip damage with that primary fire. So like doing that as well as being with your team is very good. As when you're using his secondary fire, you want to make sure that you utilize it when you're up close in person. Now, if you look here, and I use that to like chip at him, and then I even use the dash, you can see like the damage is huge, man. Like he has like, I believe it's the third strongest damage at like point blank range, opposed from Hanzo and Widowmaker with their headshots. Like Genji's secondary fire when up close is very brutal. So be sure to like always abuse that ability when you're up close, because like the damage, I don't know if you see that, that's crazy. Like, that's why there's everyone talking about nerfing him, but like they just need to know how to use him properly, and you can get quick kills of squishies on like 200 HP. Now, one of the things that I can tell you is that when it comes to playing Genji, you have to utilize his combos. And what I mean by combos is doing the maximum damage output you can do. Like right here, I'm going to be doing a right click dash left click into a melee. Right click dash left click melee. If you saw, that robot is 200 HP and it just took him down instantaneously. So like, if y'all can work on combos such as like right click dash into a melee, or even most people like to do the right click into the melee, so it's really good. He also has a second ability, which is the deflect. Now this deflect, it's kind of like slept on, because like not people don't really know how to use it much, but like when it comes to team fights, if you're able to pop that deflect at the right moment, you can actually turn tides in some team fights. You can even like kill people with it, and that's what a lot of people are not understanding. His deflect is just as important as his dash. So his kit being used the way, or like max utilizing it, it'll be really beneficial for you in your game. I'm going to be showing you a better example using the sniper bot. It's over there on the left. And basically, that's like a new feature they added on the training range. It's pretty neat. It allows you to like kind of practice things out on it. But yeah, his deflect, depending on the character, it'll basically do the same amount of damage back. So that's very important to understand. The thing I wanted to point out is that most DPS, they already are aware of Genji's deflect, so a good tip you can have for people who already know how to play Genji and they want to like sharpen their skills. My advice to you is that if you feel like DPS are catching on you too much and you feel like you're not being able to use this deflect to its fullest, I would recommend trying to bait out, trying to make them feel like you're going to deflect when you're not really going to. And if you do deflect, do it for a short period of time so they're not expecting you to actually get out of it, because you can cancel the deflect. If y'all didn't know, anytime you deflect, you can actually cancel it at any time. So a little tip there, if you feel like you're not being able to utilize it as much, kind of use it as a distraction to dash in and get that kill. The next thing I wanted to talk about was to go more in depth of how to use Genji's blade. I didn't really talk about it much in that other video. I wanted to, but I just realized it wasn't as specific. So I'm here to talk about more in depth on how to properly use it. So for all you newcomers and don't know how to use it, I can tell y'all, Genji's blade does about 120 damage, so it really does pretty good damage to squishies, and is probably the preferred target to aim for. Even support and DPS. Tanks, you know, that they're kind of like the last person that usually wrap up, but when you're using your blade, you have to know how to do these combos. Like I said earlier with the regular shurikens, this also applies with the blade. So when you're using blade, one of the combos I like to do is left click dashing into them into the ult, because if you're doing this, you can kind of like trick them, and it's like so fast too, so by the time they react, you already popped ult and you're already smacking them. So they may figure that you're doing it, so what you can do is immediately right after get 1/in into a deflect, deflecting all that damage back at them. You can cancel it too while you're in your ultimate, so then you can just keep slashing. Within the 6 seconds of Genji's ultimate, you can also do up to a total of 6 slashes, I believe. So understanding that and knowing your dash reset, that is also a good thing to know. What I mean by dash resets is that Genji, whenever you kill an enemy or your team kills an enemy, your dash ability resets. So I don't know if you saw that just now when I ulted, even though it was on cooldown for my dash, it reset. So that's also another thing to keep in mind. Genji's ultimate resets his dash ability. And this is crucial, because if you say you misplace your dash and you're far away from the enemy, you're not getting any value out of your blade. So make sure when you dash into a person, you can guarantee that that's where they are. When you guaranteed where they are, you're able to use that dash and kill them. Your dash resets and you can find the next person to dash into. That is how you properly use this blade to get the most utility out of it. And for all you newcomers, I will tell you, when you blade and a support on the enemy team ults, trust me, as many times as I died trying to continue the blade, it's not worth it. So that's another tip I can give y'all, beginner or not. If you're using blade and the supports on the enemy team, or they have a way of countering your blade, it's best to use it as to not only intimidate them not to get any closer to you, but to back up to your team. Because I've done it too many times. I've already lost count where I've tried blading and saying a Lucio ult, they all got like mega health, and it's like, you're not killing anything. Even if you got nano, you're not really killing much. Now, unless you have your team with you, I highly recommend you shouldn't engage and be aggressive when they have that. Just kind of wait till it goes away before you go back into it and start rebuilding that. And yeah, guys, overall, this is most of the tips I have to give to y'all. If y'all want and you're new, I highly recommend playing this man, practicing him before going into like competitive or anything like that. But if y'all had any questions, be sure to leave me down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them. And as always, yeah, until next time, y'all, I'll see y'all later.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath